Senator from Arkansas.
Madam President, I rise today to express my support and to highlight the importance of reauthorizing the Children's Health Insurance Program, CHIP. CHIP expired in September, causing great concern and worry for families and providers who depend on this program to care for our nation's neediest children. Many states have been operating on reserve funds, which will soon run out. It's time we provide the program with the necessary funding to take care of America's children. I know Arkansas families who rely on the program to provide medical care for their children are pleased with the inclusion of a 6-year reauthorization for CHIP, included in the legislation before this chamber. This would mark the longest extension for the program since its inception. I want to thank Chairman Hatch, the original author of CHIP, for his dedication to the health of our nation's children and his bipartisan effort with Ranking Member Wyden that's brought a 5-year CHIP reauthorization out of the Senate Finance Committee last fall. Approximately 50,000 children in Arkansas and nearly 9 million low-income children nationwide receive health care through CHIP. Currently, these children, their families, and providers are living in a cloud of anxious uncertainty. Take, for instance, this story of a young Arkansan. In Little Rock, a precious little girl marks the milestone of turning 8 months old tomorrow in the care of Arkansas Children's Hospital, fighting an infection. She's been in the pediatric intensive care unit and other floors there since the day she turned 2 months old. Her mother and her 4 other children spends every hour she can at her daughter's bedside. Every one of those hours is an hour spent away from the baby's brothers and sisters, 2.5 hours away in Fort Smith. Again, she has other children that she's trying to take care of at the present time also. In addition to her medical condition, her mother is worried because her daughter's care is covered by CHIP. As much as she looks forward to bringing her daughter home, this mother knows that even those supplies she needs to make that happen, the tubes, the medicines, the fluids, all of those are at risk without that coverage. This story highlights the reality so many families are currently facing. Failing to reauthorize this important program would have real, direct, and serious consequences. We must work to ensure these families need not worry every year, or as of now, months, regarding continued access to benefits for the health and well-being of their children. We must commit to passing this extension to provide these families peace of mind and stability. Because Arkansans recognize how important this program is, my office has received significant amounts of inquiries on the issue. Our response has always been the same. Everyone in Congress is working in good faith to find a solution. At least it seemed that way until a few days ago. I would have supported a 5-year reauthorization like the one my colleagues on the other side of the aisle were pushing for. And guess what? We did even better with the 6-year reauthorization attached to the current CR. Now those same members who had been asking for a 5-year reauthorization just days ago are refusing to support the longest extension of the program since its inception. This is not negotiating in good faith. That is not being part of the solution. That's being part of the problem. Additionally, I continue to be frustrated by this unfortunate new normal, though, of continuing resolutions and stopgap measures to fund the government year after year. The idea of willingly facilitating a government shutdown is reckless. But unfortunately, it appears that some of my colleagues prefer stalemate over robust debate. We need to keep the government open and solve our differences through regular order, understanding, and compromise. Governing by hostage in crisis does not fulfill our moral and our constitutional duties to the American people. We must not lose sight of our shared goals and purpose or the impact our decisions here have. We must aim to use the power of our offices for good Supporting children's health care and passing this continuing resolution is certainly a component of that goal. I hope my colleagues remember the story that I shared today and the stories I know that they've heard from their constituents and vote in favor of children's health.